Looking for a new smartphone that can keep up with your needs and wants? Look no further than the Sony Xperia 1.5. The top-of-the-line device has everything you're looking for and more. When it comes to smartphones, there are so many options available on the market. It can be tough to know which one to choose. But if you're looking for a device that offers top-of-the-line features and performance, the Sony Xperia 1.5 is definitely worth considering. This phone has an impressive display, powerful processor, and a camera system that can capture stunning photos and videos. And with 5G support, you'll be able to stay connected wherever you go. Let's take a closer look at what makes the Sony Xperia 1.5 such a great choice for your next smartphone. If you're thinking about getting your hands on the latest Sony Xperia 1.5, you're probably wondering when it will be available and how much it will cost. Well, we've got you covered. The Xperia 1.5 was announced on May 11th, and it's expected to hit the market at the end of June 2023. While we don't have an exact release date yet, it's safe to say that the wait won't be too long. Last year's model, the Xperia 1.4, was launched on June 1st, just a few weeks after it was announced. So we can expect a similar time frame for the Xperia 1.5. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. The Xperia 1.5 is Sony's super flagship model, so it's not going to be cheap. The Xperia 1.4 is already more expensive than the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and the Xperia 1.5 is expected to be around the same price point. In the UK, Sony has stated that it will cost around £1,299, but we're still waiting for official pricing to be released for the US market. Design. Now that we've covered the release date and price of the Sony Xperia 1.5, let's dive into the device's design. If you're familiar with Sony's Xperia 1 series, you'll notice that the Xperia 1.5 looks strikingly similar to its predecessor, the Xperia 1.4. But hey, it's not broken, why fix it, right? Measuring at 165 by 71 by 8.3 millimeters and weighing 178 grams, the Xperia 1.5 is only 0.1 millimeter thicker than the Xperia 1.4, but it's around 8 grams lighter, making it a bit easier to hold in your hand. The device is also IP65-68 rated for water and dust resistance, which is always a reassuring feature to have. Like the Xperia 1.4, the Xperia 1.5 has a tall and narrow design with flat edges, a fingerprint sensor on the side, and a subtle pill-shaped camera housing in the top left corner of the rear. The display is surrounded by small and slim bezels, and you'll find the USB-C port centralized at the bottom of the device. Xperia fans will be pleased to know that the dedicated camera shutter button has been retained, as has the 3.5mm headphone jack. And for those who missed it, the Google Assistant button that was ditched for the Xperia 1.4 hasn't made a return for the Xperia 1.5. The Xperia 1.5 comes in 3 color options: black, platinum silver, and khaki green. Overall, while the design may not have changed much from its predecessor, it's still a sleek and sophisticated look that is both recognizable and aesthetically pleasing. Display. Moving on to the display of the Sony Xperia 1.5. We can say that it is one of the main highlights of the phone. The device features a 6.5-inch OLED display, which is identical to the Xperia 1.4's screen. The display has been a standout feature of the Xperia 1 lineup since the first iteration, and it continues to impress with its 4K resolution and support for HDR. The 21:9 aspect ratio is still there too, giving users plenty of space for multitasking and media consumption. While some may have hoped for an increase in screen size, the fact that Sony has stuck with the same display for the Xperia 1.5 is not necessarily a bad thing. After all, the Xperia 1.4's display was one of the best in the market, and we can expect the same level of quality from its successor. One thing to note is that the Xperia 1.5 also features a 120Hz refresh rate. This is something that has become more common in flagship smartphones in recent years, and it's great to see Sony keeping up with the trend. The higher refresh rate will provide users with smoother animations and transitions, making the overall experience feel more fluid and responsive. All in all, the Sony Xperia 1.5's display is an impressive feature that is sure to attract those who value a great viewing experience. With its 4K resolution, HDR support, and 120Hz refresh rate, the Xperia 1.5's display is definitely a highlight of the device. Hardware and specs. Moving on to the hardware and specs of the Sony Xperia 1.5, there's plenty to get excited about. The device is powered by the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, which is no surprise given Sony's close relationship with Qualcomm. With 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage, the Xperia 1.5 has plenty of power and space to handle even the most demanding apps and games. But what really sets the Xperia 1.5 apart is its support for microSD up to 1 TB, which is a rare feature among flagship smartphones these days. In comparison, the Samsung Galaxy S23, Google Pixel 7, and Apple iPhone 14 devices do not support microSD. The Xperia 1.5 also has a 5,000 mAh battery, which is the same as its predecessor, the Xperia 1.4. But fear not, there's fast charging of up to 30 watts and wireless charging too. On the hardware front, Sony has brought back some familiar technologies from the Xperia 1.4, including DC Ultimate, 360 Reality Audio, and 360 Reality Audio Upmix. Additionally, there's a feature called Music Pro, which is designed for recording artists and stereo speakers. What's new, however, is the Xperia 1.5's full-stage stereo speakers with the new amplifier, which should offer an even better audio experience than the Xperia 1.4. Overall, the Sony Xperia 1.5's hardware and specs are impressive, with top-of-the-line components and features that should satisfy even the most demanding users. Cameras. Moving on from Sony Xperia 1.5's hardware and specs, we can't ignore its cameras, which is one of the most important features of any modern smartphone. The Xperia 1.5 continues to offer a triple camera system on the rear with some minor upgrades from its predecessor. The ultra-wide and zoom lenses remain the same, but the main camera is a significant upgrade. The Xperia 1.5 features a brand new sensor design called X-More-T for mobile. This new stacked CMOS sensor has a 2-layer transistor pixel, meaning the photodiode and the transistor layers are separated, reducing noise and offering better low-light capabilities. With a technically 52-megapixel sensor but a 48-megapixel effective area, switching aspects between still and video capture, the new sensor is 1.7 times larger than the previous generation of sensor. The main camera boasts a 52-megapixel resolution, a 1.5-inch sensor size, and an f1.9 aperture with optical image stabilization (OIS). The ultra-wide lens is 12 megapixels with a 2.5-inch sensor size and an f2.2 aperture, while the zoom lens is also 12 megapixels with a 3.5-inch sensor size and an f2.3 2.8 aperture. The zoom lens offers a 3.5 times 5.2 times magnification with OIS, which is a handy feature to have when taking photos from a distance. The Xperia 1.5 also has a 12-megapixel front-facing camera with a 2.9-inch sensor size, making it a decent camera for selfies and video calls. The camera app comes with a lot of manual controls, giving users the ability to adjust settings like ISO, shutter speed, and white balance, which is perfect for photographers who love to tweak their photos. There's also high-speed burst shooting and real-time eye autofocus, which makes capturing action shots or portraits easier than ever before. Overall, the Sony Xperia 1.5's cameras are a major selling point for the device. With its triple camera system and new X-More-T for mobile sensor, the Xperia 1.5 is a great choice for anyone who wants to capture high-quality photos and videos on their smartphone. Thanks for tuning in to learn about the Sony Xperia 1.5. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty of other videos like this on our channel, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching.